Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode number 4. So, last time we finished up the other tea party with Beatrice and Butler. It was good, man. It was very, very good. A lot of, let's say maybe like some answers, I guess, and then a lot of questions again. But it was so good. So let's try to finish up this other one today, and maybe I'll give some of my thoughts and theories or whatsoever for this episode. So let us begin. Episode number 4 of this tea party of the other world. Hopefully it's not that long compared to the other one. The other one was, yeah, almost 3 hours. Unknown fragment number. That's a lot of fragments. Okay, let me equalize the music first before we go and check this, because it's always like this. I don't know why, but I need to make it louder than softer to equalize it. Scattered over the big bed were cute jelly beans of various colors and chocolate coins. So this is the room, yeah, the room with the gold bars. A fork was stuck into a shortcake peeking out of a gift box. And there were decanters with drinks of various colors lined up on a side table. But the color of the partially finished drink that had been poured into a cup was venomous, matching none of the decanters. Someone had probably been playing around mixing various things together. That can be lots of fun if you don't mind the taste. On top of the fluffy bed were several colorful big pillows like something from a dream. Look at this. Look at Burnt Castle's eyes, man. It looks like she's dead. And on this dead bed that looked like something out of a child's dream world, Burnt Castle lay face down, and Lambda Delta lay face up, clutching a pillow.
なかなかハラハラしたわね。ベアトがゲームやめるとか言い出して、かなり焦ったわ。
これだけのゲームを始めておいて、投げっぱなしで終えようとするなんて、失礼な魔女よね。
エンジェ、いい駒だったじゃない。とんずらしたベアトを引きずり戻して、ゲームを再開させてくれたわ。バトラーをやる気にさせすぎちゃったのはさすがに参ったけどね。
バトラーは情に弱いって分かってたから。
I knew Butler was a softie.
確かに。あいつ、敵であるベアトにも手加減しかねない雰囲気があったわね。
前回の流れから下手するとベアトに同情しておかしな方向にゲームを流すかもしれないって危惧してたの。
What is it? I wasn't easy that like the last game. He might actually feel compassion for Beato and take the game in a weird direction.
エンジェはバトラーがゴールを誤解した時に再誘導するための切り札よ。本当はもっとサポートさせてそれから切りたかったんだけどね。いきなり切らされたわ。仕込みに随分かかった駒なのにもったいなかった。
What a waste for a piece that required so much preparation.
例の名乗っちゃダメルール、枷にしておいてよかった。あれを設けなかったら、兄弟タッグ大活躍で、ペアとはあっという間に飲み込まれて、ゲームエンドだったわ。
I mean, probably.
一気に畳みかけるチャンスかと思ったんだけど。あんたのマークがきつくて、うまく活かせなかったわ。ああ、もったいない駒だった。
当然でしょ。あんなずるい駒、とっととリタイアしてくれないと困るわ。まあ、結果的にゲーム中断を阻止する活躍をしてくれたし、それは私にとっても助かることだった。互いの利害が一致する活躍をしてくれた。という意味においては、本当に素晴らしい駒だったわよ。
バトラと同じで単純な子だったから、 簡単に私の言いなりになってくれたわ。駒にするならバカか直情型よね。
Morons and impulsive types make the best pieces.
ああ、本当に惜しい駒だったわ。
その子も今じゃひき肉。ねえ、後で一緒にそれでハンバーグ作りましょうよ。あ、餃子の方が好きだっけ？妹味ってどんな味かしら？笑える。
あんた、そんな余裕でいいの？エンジェのおかげでバトラは奮起。ベアとを猛追し始め、今やだいぶ私が有利なゲーム展開だと思うけど。というかバトラ、今回でこれまでのほとんどの謎を解いちゃったんじゃない？
Didn't Butler just solve almost all the mysteries up until now?
はあ？とんでもない。
Not even close.
バトラの青き真実なんてほとんど外れてるわよ。
Is that real though? Almost all of Butler's blue truth was wrong. Say it in red then.
ベアとのぬるい赤なんて隙間だらけだもの。
Beato's lukewarm red is full of holes. But honestly though, when Butler was doing the blue truth last time, I was like, what? Like whenever he's saying something, not everything was like, I mean, I'll just say okay. And then yeah, he also said by the end, nearing the end, right? Like what happened in episode 2 is the characters swallowed food that had like small bombs within it. What was that? What?
多少は知恵の回る子だったら適当にへりくつ並べりゃ簡単にすり抜けられるわ。ああ、本当にイライラしたわよ。私だったらどれもこれも徹底的に赤で切り返してるわ。
Okay, then say red stuff to us. I want to learn more.
あら、そうだったの？私はてっきりあれらが正解だと思ってたわ。
I was sure that those were all correct.
小型爆弾を飲み込ませて云々はさすがにどうかと思ったけど。
Yeah, that one was the most ridiculous one, honestly. Come on.
バトラの青き真実だって全部が有効になってはいないわ。
Not all of Butler's blue truths were valid.
ベアとは第一のゲームにおいて身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証する、とは
Okay.
っきり明言している。
She guarantees the identities of all identified corpses.
これによりバトラのエヴァ秀吉の密室殺人の犯人は偽装死体を演じた何者かという推理は破られてるのよ。
Okay, let me read this a little bit. Beata clearly declared that she guarantees the identities of all unidentified corpses. I mean. This defeats Butler's theories about the culprit of Eva Hideyoshi closed room murder being someone who faked up a corpse. Okay.
次にボイラー室のカノンは事故死だったろうとしてるけど
Wait, let me see that again. But yeah, Butler's theory is someone faked. Yeah, it was last episode. Last time, right? Butler said that one of the fake bodies one of the fake corpses was the one who did it, right? I guess.
自分の胸に杭が突き刺さっちゃう事故って何よ。
What kind of accident could drive a stake into his chest?
ばっかじゃない。私が赤き宝刀とやらで切ってやるわよ。
Okay, say it.
カノンは事故死ではない。
Okay.
その次の客間での源氏たち3人の殺人の時計回りに同時に射殺して死に合ったとかいう相打ち殺人も滑稽だわ。
Yeah, that one as well, right? Why? Like, why would Kumasawa, Genji, and was it Goat or Nanjo, right? It was Nanjo, if I'm correct, right? Why would they shoot themselves at the same time in a clockwise pattern, right? Why?
源氏、熊沢、南條は殺人者ではない。
Yeah, like, look at this. She's saying it in red now.
最後の夏日殺しのトラップ X もバカバカしいわ。
The final trap X to kill Natsuhi was also ridiculous.
夏日を射殺したのはトラップじゃなく、ちゃんと銃を構えて引き金を引いて、しっかり射殺したのよ。
What did I say last time? I did say in the beginning, or in the beginning when Butler was saying his stuff, right? That maybe Natsui fired, but the gun that Natsui had was maybe, yeah, like a trap or whatever, that when she clicked the trigger, it fired back at her, right? Or maybe the gun exploded. But then Butler said something like, it was a trap that maybe... Was it Butler or Beatrice who said it? But what they said is Natsui stepped on something and then something fired at her. It was not a person, it was just a trap technically. But now Lambda Delta is saying it was a real shooting murder with a gun race and triggered pull.
ご愁傷様。
So maybe my theory is correct here then, right? Because if, let's say, no one was there, maybe Natsui, yeah, maybe she shot herself technically. Maybe the gun was like, yeah, bugged or tampered with.
あんた、ダメよ。そんなこと赤で言っちゃ。あの子、夏日の銃弾を魔法で跳ね返して殺したってことにしてるんだから。
That kid's trying to say that she bounced Natsui's bullet back with the magic and killed her.
あらあら、いけない。そうだったわね。第2のゲームの青き真実だって甘すぎよ。
Even the blue truth for the second game was too naive.
礼拝堂での6人の殺害時、犯人は礼拝堂内にいたわ。
Okay.
あいつ、何でもかんでもトラップ X で説明しようとするわよね。トラップ X って何よ。変なミステリー小説のお約束使用人室で南條と熊沢が殺された事件のカノンの名前を世襲したとかいうのも滑稽だわ。カノンの名を名乗ることができるのは本人のみ。
The only one who can go by the name of Kanon is the person himself.
異なる人間が名乗ることはできない。
No other human can adopt that name. How about for Kinzo? Are you gonna say anything about Kinzo?
夏日の部屋のローザからマスターキーを借りたという推理もダメダメ。ローザがマスターキーを管理して以降、それら全ては一度たりとも彼女の手を離れていない。
Okay.
夏日の部屋を開錠した時にバトラに貸し出した際を除いてね。
So yeah, pretty much a lot that happened last time was being countered by Lambda Delta now, that all of that stuff were not even viable, I guess.
まだまだ続くけど、ざっと軽く見てもこんな感じかしら。
軽くも何も。あんた、第1と第2のゲームにおけるバトラの青き真実。
But yeah,
軒並み否定しちゃったじゃない。
it did seem like Beatrice, she just wanted to lose. That's why she kept, yeah, I think, accepting whatever Butler was saying.
あらあら、なんてこと。バトラがそれを聞いたら、そっとしちゃうわね。
If Butler heard, he'd faint.
ねえ、ベアとは全然追い詰められてなんかいないのよ。あの子、やっぱりなかなかの役者だわ。
That kid's a pretty good actress after all. Okay.
きっと今回のゲームでは、一見追い詰められたふりをしてみせて、次のゲームあたりでバサーッと赤で一刀両断にしてバトラをびっくり仰天させる作戦でしょうよ。それできっとまた大笑いしながら言うんだわ。魔女はピンチになんかなりませんって。
And I'm sure she'll say it again with a huge smile, witches never get into a pinch.
じゃあ、あのベアとの追い詰められたみたいな悲壮感は全部演技なの？
I mean, kind of felt like that. Like he just wanted to lose, I guess.
そうに決まってるじゃない。 あいつ本当に大女優よね。全然追い詰められてなんかいないのに、最終回顔負けのクライマックス感だったわ。今年の助演女優賞はあいつに決定ね。
Best Supporting Actress this year.
もちろん主演は私だけど、ベルンでもいいわよ。
私を殺してみたいなことを言って最後に大きな謎を出したわよ。それを解かれたらベアとは今度こそおしまいの背水の陣じゃないの？
やだ、ベルンまで騙されてるの？あんなの背水の陣でもなんでもない。ベアとはね、まだまだどぎつい奥の手を温存してるわ。
A killer hidden move.
最後の謎を出すために両腕を突き出した時、右腕だけ下ろしたの気づいてた？
When she stuck out both hands to give the final riddle, did you notice how she lowered just her right hand?
ああ、そういえば。
Wait, can I even see that in the tea party last time?
あれはそういう意味だったわけ。
What does that mean? What?
そういうわけ。あの子はまだまだ奥の手を残してる。そして何も謎は解かれちゃいない。それをまるで全て完歩されて次回最終回みたいなテンションにしちゃうなんて。つくづくあの子は演技の天才よ。早くバトラをどん底に叩き落とすところが見てやりたいわ。あの子、前回のゲームの北風と太陽作戦ですっかり味を占めちゃったんじゃない？バトラ、きっとまたベアトに同情してコロッと引っかかるわよ。女の涙は一粒で男を騙せるからね。実に安上がりでお得よね。
バトラ、またその手に引っかかっちゃうかしら。二度と同情しないように私もバトラを焚きつけないと。当分はエンジェのひき肉で焚きつけられそうだけどね。
エンジェ味のハンバーグでパワーアップ？もちろんこっちも負けないわよ。ここからバトラと拮抗するくらいに盛り返せるようベアトを徹底的にサポートするもの。負けないわよベアトは。負けたら素敵な罰ゲームがあるわよってきっちり脅してるもん。
あんたの罰ゲーム本気でシャレにならないから少し加減した方がいいわよ。
ベルンに次に罰ゲームをできるときはこうしようって決めてるのがあるの。聞きたい聞きたい。
嫌よ。
もう聞いてよ。あのね
What?
ベルンを素敵なお城に閉じ込めてあげるの。そのお城は真っ白な純白の城壁に囲まれていて、一辺は12km、高さは10mあるの。魔法とズルは禁止。とても飛び越せないわよね。
14億4000万リューベイ。話のうちが読めたからもういいわよ。
What are they talking about? What?
そこをね、毎日一粒ずつの宝石で埋めていくの。それで城壁いっぱいに溜まるまでベルンを閉じ込めて、その宝石で埋め殺すの。素敵なロマンチックな罰ゲームでしょ？
一辺を5倍にしていいから高さを10分の1にしてくれたら今から閉じ込めてもいいわよ。
ほんと？ 36億リューベイになるわよ。罰ゲームが倍以上の期間になるわよ。そんなにも長い間虜になってくれるのね。ベルン大好き。愛してる。
Lambda Delta playfully approached Burn Castle, who yawned. looking bored as she touched the bottom of Lambda Delta's chin as though cuddling a cat.
ベルンはバトラの勝利にかけてて、私は二人が永遠に引き分けになるのにかけてる。それで、誰かベアとの勝利にはかけてないの？
かけないわよ。勝率ゼロだもん。
Her chances of winning are 0.
奇跡の魔女に奇跡ゼロって言われるのも本当にお気の毒。私もかけないけどね。絶対。
絶対の魔女に絶対ダメって言われるのもお気の毒ね。
Unusually for them, they giggled
こ
together.
のゲーム、どういう決着に終わるかしら。
さすがにそれだけは読めないわ。だから楽しいわけだし。
もう逃げも中断も許さない。絶対にゲームを続けさせる。逃がさない。これからどんな風に展開していくのか想像もつかないけれど、絶対にありえない決着の仕方だけはわかるわ。
ベアトが勝って終わることだけはないわね。
だって、私もベルンも、どっちもベアとの勝利にかけてないんだもん。つまり、ベアとが勝ちそうになったら、私たち二大魔女を敵に回すことになる。
そういうことね。私たちの力が最も均衡するのは、引き分けとバトラ有利の中間で均衡している場合のみ。ベアと有利に傾きすぎれば、私たちは共に同じベクトルに団結して、ベアとを引きずり戻す。
つまり、ベアと優勢になった瞬間、私たち二人をまとめて敵に回すってことよ。ベルンと共闘、楽しい。
ありがとう。でも、コンペイ島のお風呂には一緒に入らないわよ。
コンペイトのシャワーを浴びながら、とろけたマシュマロを塗りたくってあげるのに。
気の毒に。あの子は、私と遊ぶためにラムダが捕まえてきた生きたおもちゃ、お人形だわ。
私、お人形遊びは上手なの。ほんと上手に遊べるのよ。飽きずに一つのおもちゃで何百年も遊べるのが自慢なの。
ある時は味方し、ある時は敵対し、永遠にもてあそび続ける。かわいそうにね。あの子はもう、私たちのお人形。
Honestly, these two men, Burn Castle and Lambda Delta, like, I mean, I don't know, like if there is some real stuff in this game, just like in Higurashi when I was talking about, like, there's an explanation in some things, right? But then there's some real supernatural stuff. I think in this game, it's these two, yeah. It seems like it because these two doesn't seem like they have any counterparts. I think these are just the real thing, right? I don't know.
そういうことよ。あの子は私たちのお人形。
Like both of them are just scary.
私たち二人の望む末路しか用意されてない。つまり、私によって永遠に引き分けが繰り返されるか、ベルンによってベアトが敗北して滅ぼされるか、でし、ベアトが勝って終わるようなことは、
奇跡の魔女として宣言するわ。
なら私は、絶対の魔女として宣言するわ。ベアトは絶対に勝利できない。
Beato certainly cannot win.
そして奇跡は 絶対に起こらない。
And a miracle certainly will not occur. Oh my god. What is wrong with them, man? Ooh. It's nice. It's a golden land now. Wait, we got something in the tips? Episode 4 tips. What is this? Okay, regarding witches. The definition of a witch is vague, but the most accepted theory is that one is a witch at the point when they gain a power surpassing humans and are able to use it freely, and the world or possibly fragment in which that can be freely used is called their territory. Most witches cannot leave their territory, but those who are capable of transcending its boundaries and wandering the fragments are called voyagers. In the story, Burn Castle and Lambda Delta fall under this type. Okay. Voyagers. World of different fates and circumstances are called fragments, and the witches who are able to cross the ocean of endless fragments are called voyagers. It is also another name for a high order, high level witch, and witches who are unable to leave their territories cannot compare with their power. However, perhaps because they do not have specific territories, their personal values are unstable, and it's easy for their souls to become faint. As a result, it is not rare for voyagers to disappear like scraps of seaweed in the ocean of fragments. Their voyage has no endpoint, and perhaps you could even say that it is a journey to escape an endpoint. Witches of a higher order than voyagers are called creators. Okay. Creators are sacred beings who can create one out of the sea of nothingness. They can give birth to one from zero, give birth to the endless, and then return it to zero again in a flash. They are freed from all restrictions, and the voyagers sometimes even call them gods. In that sense, perhaps the Witch of Origins, Maria, who is promised to become a creator, may be called a chosen one. Voyagers fear that at the end of their own journey is to become a creator. As to why they would be frightened of evolving into a higher order, none can understand except themselves. Okay. That's quite hard to understand. What? Execute. Missing, bound for hell in the witch's embrace. But to the witch, that hell is a golden land. Okay, for canon, but the butler could not discover his corpse. Killing him with magic is all very well, but without a corpse, he will inevitably be a suspect. Truly anti-fantasy, which is why I guaranteed his death with the red truth. Truly anti-mystery. Yeah, Butler found when he was doing his investigations earlier, he found everybody's body, technically, right? Except for canon. Goda. But yes, okay, so for episode 4, I think this is the best chapter for the question arcs. I think this chapter is, I guess, kind of slow. I already said this, but yeah, this chapter feels kind of slow in the beginning. I appreciated the stories that we're having, especially for Maria and Jay, right, in the beginning, but both of their stories are, how do I say this? Kinda the same. Pretty similar, right? And then sometimes it was repetitive, especially on Maria's side. Like we keep going back and forth, like in the same situations, I guess, for Maria. But it was good nonetheless because they gave us more background for the character, right? And let's say the timeline, I guess, is yeah, a little bit different compared to the other episodes. As for the other episodes, pretty straightforward most of the time. Like for the first episode, it was yeah, literally October 4th and then up until the end, right? October, what do you call this? The second episode, we had some scenes with George and Shannon, I guess, in the beginning, and then after that, most of that were pretty much straightforward as well. The third as well. Third is kind of similar to the second, little scenes here and there, and then fully, I suppose, to the main story. But for this one, yeah, we have a lot of time jumping. It can be confusing sometimes. Sometimes you're with Angie, and sometimes you're with Angie, the one in high school, and then sometimes you're with Angie, the one in 1998. It's confusing, honestly, sometimes. Very, very confusing because sometimes they would refer, like when we first learned of Angie, like summoning the stakes, right? When she summoned the stakes for the first time, at least the scene that they showed first was her summoning, I guess, Mamon, and then the other stakes were acknowledging her, like, oh, Angie, etc., etc. Like you're back, or yeah, what I don't really remember how they said it correct, specifically, but pretty much they're saying that they're happy to see Angie again. And then afterwards, after that scene, literally after that scene, we jump times and then we go back to Angie when she was back in her high school days. And that was the first time like she learned how to like do her magic, learn how to do her summoning and stuff like that, right? So it can be confusing sometimes and sometimes annoying as well because they keep jumping like that. But yeah, my favorite part when they do jump though is the 1998 part because it gave us a lot of stuff, especially as Angie is investigating what happened in Rokkenjima, right? I really like that part. Yes, when this Angie right here was investigating the different areas 12 years after the incident. So that was the best part for her or for me when I'm doing or when I'm reading about Angie. But yeah, so let's do some of the stuff that we got in this game. So we got, let's put number 1 here. So Kinzo, already dead, right? I think we can all agree that Kinzo was already dead. As when they were talking about that in this episode, pretty much you remember the other scenes he had on the first, the second, and third episodes. The only one who would interact with him was Natsuhi and the servants, right? Only them. Not even Kraus, even though Kraus was included and said that he knew that maybe Kinzo was dead already. As pretty much he was the head of the house, right? Successor head. But they were the ones only interacting with Kinzo. The first episode, we didn't even see, I mean, Ava tried to look at Kinzo, find him, but she couldn't, right? Only Natsu when she was going out of the room, if I remember correctly, but yeah, something like that. So I think he is really dead. He is really gone before the start of the game or before the start of the story. He was already gone. I don't know how many years, how many months, how many weeks, how many days. Who knows? No one knows. But I'll say that he was already gone. How did he die? Maybe he was old. Maybe he was sick. I don't think he was murdered though. I don't think they would kill Kinzo like that. I don't think so. So maybe he just died because he was sick or maybe he was old. And that's it. But like the interesting part of this one is, or for Kinzo, right? Is this the servants agreeing, I guess. Agreeing to keep this a secret. If, I mean for Natsuhi and Kraus, what are their motivations for them? The inheritance money. If they say that Kinzo is still alive, they can control the money, control everything, basically, right? So for them, that is motivation enough to lie to the other family members. And then we had like Genji, who else? Genji, Nanjo, I guess, right? So for them, these are, yeah, friends of Kinzo, I suppose. Right hand man. So maybe they agreed. So they agreed, I guess, to keep the secret that Kinzo is already dead. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, with the servants, like Nanjo, Genji, Shannon, Canon, like if someone died, let's say, yeah, your boss died like that. How would you not say anything? Like, really, right? Like, what is your motivation to keep quiet? What is something that will make you quiet? Have you been paid off or whatever? It's hard to say. Yes, for these two, it's very easy. Money. For these two, maybe friends of Kinzo. Maybe they just wanted to hide it for now. Maybe Kinzo said something about him being dead, right? And when he dies, continue to tell people that he's still alive. Maybe Kinzo said that. We don't really know. All theories. But for Canon and Shannon right here, I don't know what kind of motivations they're gonna have to keep that secret there. For Goda, I mean, Kumasawa, I don't remember if Kumasawa has ever had a conversation with Kinzo. I don't actually remember for Kumasawa, so I'm gonna have to check this out. Not sure. But for Goda is too new, I suppose, right? He's very, very new as a servant, so I think that is pretty obvious. That's why, yes, he was not really trusted that much yet compared to the other people here, that they can say that to keep Kinzo's death a secret. And I guess that's it. And then we also learned one other stuff. Like, last time, was it last time? Wait, it was a tea party, right? So one of the things we learned about that is there might be a Kinzo. Kinzo is a name. Kinzo is a title, I guess, that someone could use, right? And then my theory there, I said it last time as well, is that someone solved this epitaph already. Way before the events of the story, someone already solved this. We could say that, right? Because if they proclaim themselves as the head or Kinzo, no one in the Oshirimiya family would, I guess, say, I mean, maybe they would contest, but other than that, they would believe, especially if like there's gold in the line and stuff like that, right? But the thing is, if there was someone who has sold the epitaph already, why is there another epitaph then? What I mean is, why is it still continuing? If someone solved it already before the events, why did people need to solve it again in October 4th, right? When the conference started. So that is kind of hard to say why that happened still. And yeah, to add to my theory there, so I just said that someone is maybe the new heir, the new Kinzo, right? Maybe the new Kinzo, add this to the theory, maybe the new Kinzo ordered like Genji, not maybe Genji, maybe like Shannon, Kanon, to say that this Kinzo is gone, right? This other one is alive, to pretend, at least for now, right? Maybe. Like, my theories are kind of like jumping all over. It's because of how confusing the story is, I'm not gonna lie. They're saying a lot of stuff, but it may be possible, right? Maybe possible, but I think one thing for sure for me is someone solved it, someone became the new head, but it was not really revealed. It was a secret, and then, yeah, maybe some of them only knew about who that new head is. And I guess that's it, right? Maybe some of them, maybe all, maybe But that's it. Someone solved the epitaph way before the events of the story. Okay? That's it for me there with Kinzo's side. And okay, last day I forgot why he was always burned. Like why whenever we see Kinzo, whenever in the story, right? He just dies by burning every single time. Or not you even dies. Sometimes when they discover his body is in the boiler room. So I guess you could imply that what the family did was they burned him, cremated him, so there's no body anymore, right? And yeah, you can't really find him anymore because yes, he's burned, he's cremated. I think that's the reason why every single time, like Kinzo would show up, or if he did not show up, they would find him in the boiler room dead, right? And then in this episode as well, Kinzo was so happy with what happened with the Twilights. And then afterwards he got burned again. So yes, you can imply that that's what's happening with Kinzo here. Being cremated, his body being burned to be hidden. So no one can find him. And the others can pretend that there is still a Kinzo there. Ushidamiya Kenzo is still there. Okay, number 2. What do we have here? So number 2, the mysterious bottles and the money sent by, I guess, the culprit to the families of the survivors, right? So for the mysterious bottles, I actually checked this a little bit. So what they said here is the police found a bottle, right? And then the other one was a couple years later. They also found another bottle, but a fisherman found it. So in those bottles, what they found is incidents or what do you call this? Not stories, but details, I guess, of what happened on that day on October 4th to October 6th. But similar style, but different, pretty different on what happened. So, what I thought about that is, yeah, like these are like what we're experiencing right now in the different episodes is, I guess, these bottles, right? We don't really know the exact the exact stories inside these bottles or the details in these bottles. I hope we can read that, but I think it's just gonna be like different situations, different details. Someone made up stories on what happened in this place. Different, yeah, basically different, but at the same time the same, right? Same concept but different execution, something like that. And for the money, so the money was sent. They said it October 3rd, right? It was sent October 3rd from the stamp from the mail. So everything, I guess, for this money and then for the bottles, all of this were pre-planned. All of this were given out, or as for the bottles, yeah, maybe they were thrown out before October 4th. And then for the money, obviously, it was sent before October 4th as well. So my theory in the beginning for this one was maybe because I didn't actually like listen to it clearly. I was so excited at the time while listening to the message bottles or the mysterious bottles that I didn't see what date they were. So my theory was back then that maybe someone survived, someone was making up stories on maybe what happened on the island, right? Different details on what happened to the island. Maybe this person was what do you call this? Traumatic, couldn't handle what happened back then, making different stuff, going back there, putting that there. But yeah, later on when we learned that for the money itself, the same signature as the one in Maria's notebook and the same signature on the one as the bottles as well. So I guess we can confirm that all of this were done by the culprit. So my other theory is, at least for now, that's gone now. Remove that other theory there. So my full theory for this one, the mysterious bottles and this this money, it was given out or done by the culprit already before the events. It was the real culprit who's done this. Whatever they did before this was included in their plan already. All of this stuff was done by the culprit. Maybe for the mysterious bottles, maybe what they did with this one was they made up different situations, right? I don't know how many mysterious bottles they made. We don't know that for sure. But what I'm thinking is they made a lot, put it into different kinds of bottles, just threw them away in the ocean or whatever, right? Who knows how many. And like this is all, I guess, the plans of this person on what they wanted to do that day, or what they wanted to do in the incident in Rokinjima. Different, like same concept, yeah, different executions. And I think that's why Beatrice always keeps saying that I've lived 1,000 years. So for me, when I hear that or when I see that, I always think that maybe for the 1,000 years, this person has made different situations. Let's say 1,000 different situations on what happened on that day or on that incident in Rokinjima. I think that's why it says 1,000 years. That's what the meaning of it is. Different stories on what happened on the incident on these couple days, these 2 days in the island of Rokinjima. 1,000 different situations that happen here. I think that's the explanation for that one. I'm not sure, of course, but yeah, who knows, right? So another one that we saw in the ending last time when we finished the tea parties was, I didn't notice that at the time, but then when I looked at it again, it said Enji Oshiromiya died in 1998. How did Enji die in 1998? Like, they didn't even show it, right? So my guess for this one, I guess it is just very, very small, right? But my guess for this one is maybe she died in the island. Remember when she was fighting with Asumu right there? My theory there was, yes, Amakusa was just maybe shooting those people with his gun maybe farther away while Enji was imagining that the stakes were doing it. Maybe she got shot there as well, maybe. They didn't really show it, but maybe she was shot as well. And then maybe she died on the island. I think that's it. Because 1998, she died. She finished her goal, her journey. And pretty much she said that her journey ends, right? If I'm correct. But yeah, it ends and then she died. I think maybe that's how she died. That's it. So for the other one, okay, next we got Butler's Sin. So for Butler's Sin, it's, I mean, when I heard it, my theory was, or how to explain it, I mean, is Butler and the real culprit, right, met each other back then, talk about stuff. This real culprit became in love with Butler. We don't know what Butler promised her. We don't know what Butler said to her. But yes, I guess she was waiting for Butler this whole time. And then Butler didn't come back anymore, right? Because he had these problems outside of the island that he couldn't come back anymore. He pretty much removed his name in the register as well, right? So he had his big problems, forgot about her, and yes, that is one of the causes, I suppose. I mean, it was said there, or Beatrice said it, you are one of the causes. There are other problems as well, but this is one of the causes that, the thing that happened in the island is Butler is one of the reasons that this happened. Is because maybe, he forgot about it, right? He forgot about this person. So what the interesting thing about what this person said is, Butler's sin is not between Butler and Beatrice, right? She said that. Basically meaning it's another person. A person before, right? It was a person before, back then, with a different name. Who knows who it is, right? It was a person back then. So, if you look at this, uh, how many? 6 years ago, or 6 years ago, if Butler was talking to people, someone loved Butler. The only ones there, or the younger ones, is not Natsuhi. Jessica, George, Maria was young, I guess, super young. So I think it's most of the kids or the cousins. And then let's put Shannon and Cannon as well there because both of them are still young, right? Both of them are young. Yeah, so we can put them there. For the adults, remove this, all of them. So if there's any connection to this culprit, if we remove the cousins there, it just might be Shannon or Cannon, right? I need to get more in depth into this. I need to search more of this. I think I'm gonna I'll explain later, but yeah, I think I need to check more. But if there's anyone connected to Butler here with the other people, it may be Cannon or Shannon. If you remove the cousins, I mean. But especially Shannon, I think, as she's a girl, right? I mean, I don't think Cannon would say he loved Butler. We've never seen signs like that, right? No. So if it's a girl, I mean, it's still a girl though, and then it's Shannon, right? Maybe some way, somehow connected to this. Who knows how? I need to do my research first before I can like fully be confident about this. But I think I'm gonna do that, and we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. Okay, so we also had another one here with Butler again. As Butler forgot about who the real culprit is, who the real Beatrice is. Beatrice talked about Butler's mom, right? First question, honestly, is Asumu is not the mom, right? Then who is Butler's mom? So maybe we could argue that, maybe it's Kyrie, right? Because I think there's no one else. Because when you look at Angie here, Angie and Butler, I'm just looking at the hair, right? Both of them had the same hair. Yeah, same hair. If they were not siblings, maybe if they changed one of their hairs, like for example, Butler has a different kind of hair. Maybe it's like black, or like this for Jessica, blonde, right? Maybe I would not consider this. But as both of them has red hair, so we can say that Butler is maybe son of maybe Kyrie, right? If he's not Asumu's son, maybe Kyrie, the mom. But also we can say that, is Butler actually Rudolph's child? But I think Butler is actually Rudolph's child though. Like, I don't believe that he's not Rudolph's child. I think he's Rudolph's child. It's just the mom problem here. Like who the actual mom is, right? I think it's Kyrie still. But when Beatrice said it, or what was it, Beatrice? Yeah, Beatrice said it in red, right? Butler is Kinzo's grandson. So it is actually Kinzo's grandson. So you can't really like say that, maybe he was another person just hired by Rudolph, right? So he is actually Kinzo's grandson. So maybe he is really Rudolph's son, and then Kyrie is just the mom. But Kyrie doesn't know that, right? I'm gonna get in depth to this as well. I'm gonna have to research this, and we'll do this. I'm gonna check out all the chapters. Chapter 1 or episode 1 until episode 4 again, all of it. Maybe the next video after this one, I'll make, or my full thoughts on the whole episode 1 to episode 4, question arcs, all of the important stuff that I want to talk about. And maybe I'll do something like that in the next one. So that's why I keep saying that I want to research them first. I want to take some screenshots of the conversation. So when we talk like this, we have the actual pictures, the actual screenshots when the people are saying this, right? Because right now I cannot go back like to chapter 1 and find what Butler said there, or chapter 2, whatever was said there. I want to go back and get all of the details again, so when we talk about it, it's easier to point out what I'm talking about. Where I'm talking about that stuff. So for Butler, I think his mom is high chance maybe Kyrie, because I think there's no one else. No one else. It's kind of bad if they introduce a new character that is not even the island, right? And then it was Butler's mom. So it's much better if Kyrie is the mom. Much better for the story, I guess. And what else did we see? So what we saw is the ending, and the actual ending for this episode. So there were a lot of end credit words that there were said there, so I listed it out. So it said here, please kill me, try to stop me, if only you had never come back, I wish I had never been born, why am I unable to love anyone? So please, I don't care what conclusion, just kill me and let my story end. If you won't do that, you die instead. So of those stuff, it's pretty much like the biggest one, I think, is if only you had never come back. So I think that is pertaining to Butler again, right? Why did Butler come back? 6 years, and then he was not there, and then he suddenly comes back, right? So yeah, it's definitely Butler, but yeah, I think all of this started when this culprit knew that Butler was gonna come back. Like, it's not like a Butler just surprise come back. I guess, yeah, for the people in the island, let's say Natsuhi. I mean, Natsuhi was the one, he's the one, like, taking care of the island anyways, right? She's pretty much the head when it comes to, like, ordering the servants around. So maybe like Natsuhi told them, like, oh, Butler is gonna come back this year, by the way. So we're gonna have an extra person, all that shebang, all that stuff, right? And this culprit found out about it, and then I guess maybe it started planning all of this stuff. Whatever plan that person had to do, she did it, right? Because she knew that Butler would come back. And then she keeps saying, like, yeah, please kill me, trying to stop me. I wish I'd never been born. So we can definitely tell that this person had a very, very sad life, a very, very depressed life. Who knows what happened to this person? I actually want to know that, but we cannot really know right now. But there's a lot of words. I'm gonna try and get all of that. By the way, all of that stuff that Beatrice has been saying this whole episodes, and so we can get screenshots of that. I'll try to find that out. I wanna, yeah, put all of that there so we can see how sad this person is and how tragic the person's story is, just by looking at it, looking at the words they're saying. They're not even revealing to us what happened to them yet, but the way they're telling them by the story, like snippets, little by little, right? You can definitely see that this person was suffering and was sad, and very, very sad. And I think the last one that we got, the final mystery that we got, is, it is confusing, honestly. It said that, Beatrice said it in red, Ushirimiya Butler, I will kill you, and right now, there's no one other than you in this island. The only one alive on this island is you. Nothing outside can interfere. You are all alone on this island, and of course, I am not you. Yet I am here now, and I am about to kill you. Who am I? That is the biggest question there. Who am I? How do you even answer that? I think maybe this is pertaining to episode 4. And then I guess the identity of the culprit as well. Because in episode 4, what happens there at the ending, right? So what, does Butler just kills himself in episode 4? It was said in red, no one was there anymore. You are the only one left alive on the island. It is said in red, like fully red. let's say even the culprit, for example, maybe they killed themselves already because it was over, right? Let's just say that. So what happens then? Butler was gonna die, so what? He kills himself? Like he had a traumatic breakdown, and then maybe he ended himself. I don't know what happens there, but kind of looks like that when they're saying this final mystery, and then who am I? But yeah, I think for this one, for this episode, I think the phrase "without love, it cannot be seen" makes much more sense now. Without love, it cannot be seen. Without Butler remembering his love, it cannot be seen, right? So we gotta find if Butler found it, or did he really love this person? Maybe this person just loved Butler too much. Maybe this person believed in Butler a lot, loved him, but for Butler it was like nothing, right? I don't know, but it's tragic. It's very tragic. But yeah, I guess that is like the biggest points in this episode. So for the characters, I guess Kinzo, for the characters this episode, I guess it's nice to see Kinzo as he actually done something. Even though what scenes we saw about him was, yeah, you can say that it might not be real and stuff like that, right? But it's nice seeing the character actually like conversing with other family members, so that is pretty good. Kinzo, but he ended up the same way. He got burned to death. So Kraus here, nice seeing him become a leader of this family, especially when it started, when the ritual started. He was trying to fight, honestly, right? He was trying to fight Kinzo there. No, when it actually really started. But when Kinzo was proclaiming that the epitaph and the ritual, all that, he was really quiet. But when it actually started, when Natsui actually, when Natsui died, and then one by one the people were dying there, Kraus was actually trying to fight Kinzo, even though he was technically losing. He was still trying. And then when Jessica was fighting, Kraus tried to get out of the cage to, even though it was inevitable, he tried to go and save his daughter, even though they cannot get out of the cage. Natsuhi this time around, not much, right? Not really that much scenes for her, just mostly in the beginning, when the conference is talking about, or Kirie talking to them that Kinzo was dead, all that stuff. And then Jessica had a very nice scene. Finally showed us what they can do. Her. Let's include George here as well. Her and George fighting against the enemy. Even though they lost, it was nice seeing that. Them fighting back. It was inevitable. They died anyways, but it was nice seeing that. Hideyoshi, Ava, not that much scenes this time around. They pretty much just died, right? Both of them. Honestly, I thought Ava would survive. I wish she would survive, even if a little bit. Or even Hideyoshi. At least one of them survive. So they could have watched George fight, right? But they died, just like that. Rudolph right here. Rudolph, Rudolph and Kirie, both of them, I think they're very, very suspicious people. Very, very shady people. Suspicious, shady people. And it's really hard, I guess, to trust them. But based on the stories, at least that we are seeing from Angie, I guess. Kirie, I think, is much scarier though. Yeah, I think she's much scarier, especially coming from the Sumadera family, right? We learned about that family as well in this episode. I think she's much more scarier than them, or than Rudolph, because she was trained to be a head of a family that looks like it's gonna be a Yakuza family, right? Not looks like, but it is a Yakuza family, and she was being groomed to be their leader until she left. So I think she's much more scarier. And then for Rudolph, when Angie was talking about Rudolph, like, Rudolph is good when it comes to becoming, I guess, a dad, right? Sure, yeah, sure he says stuff, But I think he cares for his children, but I mean, at least in this story that we hear right now. But yeah, still shady, but I think he cares about his children, even though he says Butler's an idiot and stuff like that. I think he still cares about them. And yeah, I guess that's it. Butler, as usual, I mean, for the first part of the game, he was not really there, right? He was mostly on the second half. So we pretty much talked about him a lot already when we were talking about his sin, all that stuff. Dr. Nanjo, I mean, as usual, his scenes are not that much. Okay, now we're here with Oshirimiya Rosa, Mother of the Year, Mother of the Century, Mother of the Decade. We learn more of her backstory. But I'll say for Rosa though, Rosa has experienced a lot in her life. Yeah. Even the other episodes when she was being tortured in the meta world, right? We were hearing like stuff of her being bullied by her siblings, like even her family, I mean her mom and dad that doesn't like her. So I guess you could say that affected her a lot growing up. That's why when she was an adult, I guess when she loved that person, I guess who's Maria's dad, she loved him a lot. And she was happy to become a mom. She said that, right? When her and Maria had a conflict there. She said that, but like she said something like, at one time I actually thought, I was having was it nice dream? Not nice dreams, but she was happy that she was gonna be a mom, but then the dad left, right? The husband left. Husband, boyfriend, he left. And then everything changed. So for Rosa, I think for Rosa, what Rosa wants is she wants love, I guess. Maria is showing her love, but that is not enough for her. She keeps looking for love from other men. That's why, I mean, for this episode, I think we only see one. But I don't really know how many men she has been with. But I think, she's been looking for that love from other people, from other men. So when they give love to her, she would like it a lot, and then if it's gone, she's gonna still try to find it more. That's why even though she wanted, I mean, there are scenes like when Maria's birthday, she would be nice, very nice to Maria, right? There's some nice scenes that we had in the beginning of this episode. But when it conflicts with her and her time with her boyfriend, she would drop everything for that, or for said boyfriend. She would leave even her daughter, right? And then if Maria even sees one, like a ticket, if I'm correct, she gets angry instantly. She doesn't want people to know what she's doing. Very, very secretive person. So you can say, she could have been a nice mom, but in the end, because of what happened to her situation, she became worse, I guess, right? And then for Maria, kind of very sad, depressed story about this little girl right here. It's very sad, her life, man. No joke. Her always looking for her mom, trying to bond with her all the time, but her mom keeps pushing her away whenever she has other responsibilities or other stuff with her, right? And then the diaries that we see, even though we're also seeing that she's depressed that she cannot spend time with her mom, her diaries are full of stuff that she had fun. I guess for Maria, that is her magic there. Her belief in the other stuff. Her having her friends, Sakutaro and the other stuffed animals. That was all in the diary, right? That was Maria's magic. She can believe all of this stuff and she was happy. And she was talking with Enji about it as well, right? Like, even though from your perspective it looks bad, but from Maria's perspective, she was having fun even though those friends were imaginary, even though those friends were her stuffed toys, her toys, right? She was having fun with that, and that's kind of sad though, because her mom is technically leaving her alone all the time. Genji Kumasawa and Goda, I mean, yeah, similar rules, not that much. They just died, right? Kanon, Shannon. Honestly, both of these two were talking about the Golden Land this episode when they were in the dungeon, right? So, yeah, they were talking about the Golden Land. I mean, fine, I guess. Not really that much as well, but they had their scene there on the underground. I need to look into this more before I talk about this. But yeah, for the witches side, who were new? Gop, very strong. Teleportation, right? Quite funny character as well. But she was pretty cool, but I guess nothing will beat Ronove. Ronove is the man. Oh, this is 556? I actually didn't see this. Okay. Did I actually see this? But no, we haven't. I haven't seen the face of this character. Yeah. Honestly, Chester's 00. I gotta like her design. I'm not gonna lie. So it's kind of cool, her design. Yes. With the eye patch there, it's pretty good. The stakes this time around on Angie's side, pretty much these are her furniture, or friends, whatever you call them. And it was nice seeing them with Angie. They were having fun, even though they didn't show up, right? No, because how do you say this? When she was at school, they didn't show up or do anything. So yeah, you could argue with the magic stuff there, like, oh, they were not showing up in school when Angie was calling to them. Kill all of the other, what do you call it, students, right? And she was like, and nothing was happening. But then when we saw Angie and Rokinjima, she told them attack everyone there. And then yeah, the people there, one by one, they were gone, right? The bodyguards, and then Kasumi as well. One by one, they were off. But yes, Amakusa is right there, so that can be explained. So that's the magic right there. And just belief in them. But I guess in reality, it was just Amakusa shooting them. All of them. Okonogi right here. I've seen this guy in Higurashi. Bad guy there. Bad guy here. But has a lot of ambitions, I guess, in this one. In this game. He would help Angie for his sake as well. Right? For his benefit, I mean. Ava. Honestly, I'm shocked how Ava is so old in this one. I mean, even in the last episode, right? It wasn't the tea parties, but yeah, Ava was there already. But yeah, she died, right? Damn. I wish she didn't die though, but she was kind of bad, honestly. But yeah, well, there was something still. What was it? There was one scene. The hatred. Yeah, the flames of hatred, right? The flames of hatred with this one. With Kasumi. So, I had a theory there that maybe in the real incident of Rokinjima, something happened between Ava and Kyrie right here. Maybe something happened there because Ava, or when we look at this, right, for Kasumi, she really hates Kyrie, her sister, because of what Kyrie had done, right? Kyrie left, so everything that was for Kyrie became for Kazumi, and then she didn't like that. She lost her love, she lost her life, all that stuff. She lost that because of Kyrie, so she put all of her anger into Kyrie's daughter, Angie. So for Ava, I think that one of my theories is maybe something happened in the real incident between Ava and Kyrie, because Ava was so bad with Angie, right? Angie didn't do anything to her. I think Angie was talking about, maybe she said something about Ava. Maybe she said something like, oh, did you kill my parents, and all of that stuff, right? Maybe she's not even sure when she was saying that. She was like, did I even say that? And I think Angie didn't say anything like that. Maybe it was just something happened between Ava and Kyrie, and then Ava wouldn't say anything though, right? She didn't say what happened on the island, so no one would know, or no one knows. And yeah, she's putting all her anger to Kyrie into Angie right here. So maybe that's what happened. That's one of my theories, yes. So new character, Samandera Kasumi, noble family, kind of like a Yakuza, or maybe a Yakuza really. And she loves her tea, right? She loves matcha tea. Kind of funny character, not gonna lie. And yeah, she's gone. She died, I guess, in the Rokinjima Island by the end. Are we gonna see her in the other episodes? Probably not. Maybe her role is already done, because if she shows up on, I guess, the question or the answer arcs, I mean, it's gonna be nothing, right? What's she even gonna do there? Probably nothing. Sakutaro, Maria, or Maria's precious friend. Nice addition, I guess, for some good heartwarming moments, good scenes. And then, yeah, this one, Professor, he's probably dead by now. Because didn't Kasumi say, find this professor and give him some tea. So, Nanjo Masayuki, Kumasawa Sabakichi, both of them relatives of Kumasawa and Nanjo, given money by this culprit. And yeah, Nanjo's one, the doctor actually checked it out, but he didn't take it. Then Kumasawa Sabakichi, Kumasawa's son, didn't even check it out, right? So Captain Kawabata, one of the best scenes, I guess, we had for him was finding out that Sakutaro's toy, or Sakutaro's stuffed toy, was actually, I guess, not created by Rosa. I mean, it looks like that, right? Because we saw at least the tail, right? It was showing a little bit in the scenes we had in that episode, or in the chapter there. And so it was like a confirmation like that. That's why Enche could bring back Sakutaro and Beatrice couldn't, right? Because for Beatrice, she thought that it was a creation of Rosa, but it was really not. It was, I guess, mass produced anyway, but Rosa said she made it. And yeah, that's why Enche could bring Sakutaro back. But I guess that's it, I suppose, for this episode. That was a lot. Yeah, talk for about an hour for that. But this was a pretty cool episode. And I hope episode 5 is gonna be much more better as well, right? Even though this one was really good as well. I hope episode 5 is gonna be much more better, and it's gonna be the start of the answer arcs, right? So what do you call this? What I'm gonna do, next is, I think I'm gonna make a video, maybe theories. Yeah, as I said earlier, I wanna put all the different, like, maybe stuff, compile them, I guess, check them out. I'm gonna try to reread episode 1 to episode 4 again. Not fully reread them, but go on them quickly, right? Maybe take some stuff that are important, that I missed, so we can talk about them much more in much more detail. So we can put more of the pictures and stuff like that. We can talk about it much more easier, rather than me talking like this and not showing anything, right? So we can see, so I can actually show, like, oh, for example, Butter said this back then, or Enja said this back then, right? I keep saying that, so we can actually show the actual scenes. And I actually want to do that as well, because I want to have a little review of the story, right? So whenever I do this this recording for these games, as if you checked out my channel, you see that I play a lot of different games. So that's why I quickly forget, like, some stuff. So I do apologize for that. Because when I play other games, there are lore and story as well on those other games. So when I come back to this game, I kind of forget some stuff, right? So yeah, sorry about that. But that's the plan for next episode, I guess. Before we start episode 5, make a video that we can talk about the theories, the stuff. Not full detail. I'm not gonna try and, I guess, explain every single thing in what happened in episode 1 to 4. But I guess the bigger details, like for example, who is Beatrice? Who is my guess as Beatrice? What else? What theories? Like evidences for maybe why Beatrice is this person. Yeah, those kind of stuff. I'm not gonna go into like full on detail about every single thing. No, not like that. But I'll make it a little bit nicer. So we'll see. but it's probably gonna be scuffed theory video, right? A very, very scuffed theory video. But hopefully you check that out and maybe you enjoyed it, right? But anyways, I just want to say before we end this one, thank you for everyone who checked this out. I mean, I don't think there are a lot of people anymore watching this Let's Play. I don't even know if there's someone even watching this right now. But if you're there, yeah, please say hi so I know you watched the video. And thank you very much all the time. Checking the video out, thank you a lot. And hopefully you join me when we start episode 5, as this story is pretty much just getting started, I guess, right? Finish the first half and then we're gonna go on to the next half in episode 5. So anyways, this is it for episode 4 of Umineko When They Cry. And hopefully you join me when we start episode 5. So see you then, guys. Bye bye.